feel like I have a piece of fluff in the corner of my nose. It's rather annoying. Today, I'm going to be doing something that I never anticipated doing before. I never thought that I would be one of those knitters who, after I've completed a knit, goes back and fixes things that I'm unhappy with. But here we are. I actually have 3 projects that I would like to make edits to. The first one being my mom's sweater that I made for her. And I mentioned in a previous video that I thought that one of the sleeves was too short, and it indeed is. So if you can see, I also feel like I must have picked up a different amount of stitches, but it's really not noticeable when you have it on. So nor is the sleeve, but I want to get it right. I mean, make sure that they're even. So I did steam block this. Hopefully it doesn't end up being too difficult to undo. I am a little concerned about that. The second one I want to make adjustments to is also Cumulus Blouse by PetiteKnit. And this one I knit for myself. Again, I mentioned in a previous video kind of how the rate at which you pick up for the neck ends up essentially like sucking the whole V-neck up. Just feel like it could use, for me anyways, it could use picking up every stitch and then doing the I-cord, because what it does is it kind of ends up pulling this fabric up, which doesn't look bad, but it does bother me a little bit. So I would like to redo the neckline on that one. The last one that I want to make an edit to is the Love Letter Top by Kutovakika. Again, it's a neckline thing for me. So she does recommend picking up every stitch around the neckline. And I did that, but she also recommends sizing down in your needles. And I think that just ended up pulling it slightly too tight. And what kind of happens is, let's see if I can show. Somehow, like this little section of the lace pattern gets pulled up, whereas this one, for some reason, does not. And that just bothers me. And so I think what I want to do is take out the I-cord edging on the neck and re-knit it in the same needle size as the rest of the shirt, which was a 3mm. I thought that I would just go ahead and give you a quick little try on so that you can see what the pieces look like on, and maybe you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start with the love letter top. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this side seems to come up quite a bit higher, which does bother me. And also it just feels a little bit too high up for my liking. But other than that, I do really like the top, but I like the color. I think I would just like to have this be a little bit lower. And if I were to knit it again, I think I would like to try to find a way to make the straps a bit longer as well, which I think I could probably just repeat one of these V patterns on either side, and I think that would do the trick. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels kind of like boxy, I feel like just one big rectangle. And I think if this is a little bit lower, that would fit me a little bit better. So here we have the Cumulus blouse. I do get a ton of wear out of this, and I really don't mind this V. I think I just really get annoyed mostly by this section and the way that it lifts up. And so I think if it kind of came down to about here, then I would be much happier. And even if it did end up coming down pretty far, I mean, I could, like, I have like, these kind of like little cami tops or whatever, right? And then it could kind of just be there or something. um, so yeah, so that is the change that I want to make to this one. I think that would make me enjoy the fit of this quite a bit better. So hopefully that does the trick. I think it will. But yeah, otherwise, I love this sweater. I literally wear it so often. And I have already made 3 and I want to make more. So, granted, the other 2 were gifts. So I've only made 1 for myself so far. That is my Cumulus blouse. And this is my mom's Cumulus blouse. So this one's a bit longer. I don't think it drapes quite as like intensely just at the center as mine does. And here's the sleeves. So when you have it on, you really don't notice. I mean, it fits well. But just, when you fold it up, it just kind of it bugs me anyways that the arms are slightly off. And it's a gift, so I want it to be done properly. So we're going to go ahead and start with this one because I want to get it sent out. And I don't know, I'm certain I'm not going to get all of these projects done today. This is priority number 1, and then we'll get to the other ones. But that is what we're doing. So I think I'm finally getting it. I don't know that I'm doing it the correct way. But we're getting somewhere. I did at least find a row to pick up. And so I think hopefully I can figure this out. Oh my goodness. This is a mess. I'm regretting having done this. It's a learning lesson, but I don't know that it was the right decision to make. I did at least find like a single strand to start pulling from, so that's good. I maybe won't make any adjustments to my Cumulus blouse. I think I'm just gonna try to basically start knitting from here, and then I will, like, for instance, like with these sections that I didn't pick up the right row or whatever it might be, I'll try to figure out as I go. Yeah, I think my biggest issue here was the fact that I was working with yarn that I already steam blocked, and I think it just ended up kind of creating too much of a mat to the yarn, and made it more difficult. It seems like I picked up 2 separate rows a little bit. And I know technically there's supposed to be 1 more decrease. But considering this sleeve was a little bit thinner than the other one anyways, I'm just gonna go with it. I think it's fine. Okay. Okay, so we are back at it. So now I'm just going to knit until I get to the right length and bind off. Throw that stick, Bella. Oh, you got it. Okay, so my plans did take me away from completing this knitting project, but I have now just finished up the sleeve, so it should be at the length, and I'm going to start the I-cord edging. I did give it a quick little steam block just to make sure I wasn't like totally off, and I think it's about right. The only thing that is still funky is the one sleeve is just slightly wider than the other, but I think like that it wasn't noticeable. The sleeve length wasn't even noticeable when you're wearing it, but you know, I just wanted it to be right. So anyway, this is where the stitches are at this point, and so I just need to do the little I-cord edging, and that should match them up just nicely. So I'm going to finish that now, and the sweater will be finally done. I'm so happy. This was a pain to get the I-cord edging undone, as you probably witnessed. So I'm not entirely sure if I'll go about doing that with my personal Cumulus blouse. I think that I still will with the love letter top, because I believe it'll be a little bit easier given it's not, I have a cat behind me meowing. I think it'll be a little bit easier given it's not like the mohair type of fiber. So I think if it's just cotton, hopefully that would make it easier. I might just try to inspect it and see if it seems like I can undo it easily. Otherwise, this might just be the only project. Okay, now I'm officially ready to bind off. So she is completed. I just bound off, and the sleeves match up. Oh man, that was a journey. I have never undone I-cord edging. I have never undone any bind off. And I go ahead and just start for the first time with a mohair. But it worked out, thankfully. I was really concerned there for a moment that I was going to have to like just completely redo the sleeves. I'll go ahead and try it on for you real quick. They're done, and it's a cozy little sweater, so glad to have that completed and fixed, and I can send it out to my mom, so hopefully she likes it. Well, I'm 1 week away from going to Phantom of the Opera, so that's when I want to have my Robinson wrap done by, and I'm getting awfully close. I finished the double knitted edge, and I finished one side of the I-cord strap, and I'm working on the second side. So all I have to do is finish this and do the sleeves. So I'm getting really excited. I was getting a little bit nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get it done because that double knitted edge was taking me so long, and my hands have been decently sore recently. But you know, I just took it in small little steps, and next thing you know, it was completed. So that was a nice little surprise. And the I-cord is pretty easy on my hands as well. So I'll probably be done with that tonight, and I'll start on the sleeves. So making some good progress. Very, very excited to have this one done. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give a little update on where I am with this project. So after going through the process of fixing the Cumulus blouse for my mom, I got a little burnt out. So in terms of doing the alterations, so I will not likely ever fix my Cumulus blouse, the green one. I may still fix the love letter top. I would really like to. I'm not sure if I'll get to it by the end of this video as intended. I'm just still in awe of how difficult that was. So anyway, I am going to take a break from the alterations, and I'm gonna work on my Robinson wrap cardigan because I have a deadline to fulfill, which is 1 week from now, and I think that's plenty of time for me to knit 2 sleeves, but I just don't want to overwork myself and ruin my hands because they've been a little bit delicate recently, and not be able to get it done. So yeah, so anyway, if you're wondering, that is what's going on. I just don't think I'll be getting to it, at least not this video. So I hope you enjoyed nonetheless, and if I don't get around to it before the end of this video, then I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next week. Okay, I just started on my sleeves. I picked up 10 stitches because I had foregone one of the repeats in the yoke. So anyway, I ended up casting on 2 less stitches than recommended. However, I still did actually cast on 12 stitches technically, because I'm going to come back around and I'm going to knit 2 together at the start of where I picked up and slip knit at the end of where I picked up new stitches, because that was a trick I learned to kind of help with the holes in the armpit area. So yeah, once I learned that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better. And yeah, so anyway, I am going to work my way around these sleeves and see how far I get, I guess.
Especially if you've been feeling like emotionally heavy lately, I feel like you're going to be doing lots of inner healing and finding ways to create
So I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this well or not, but here is where we started our sleeve stitches, and here is where we ended them, and there's really no hole. I know it just started, but like it looks pretty seamless, you know? So I can try to show you guys a little later as well, but yeah, it is a really cool trick, and if you're not familiar with it, I'll try to remember to link the video that I learned from, so that you can familiarize yourself. It definitely makes knitting the armholes a lot easier. Meow.